I go through street cruise ministries. I'm your host, Brother Jim. We're taking the gospel back to the streets. Today's through messages, Ananias and Sapphira. I've covered, I think, this topic before under the Presumption God Hates series. But like I say, I'm going to take a different angle with that on Ananias and Sapphira. God killed millions of people in the Old Testament. You had the flood, where he wiped out millions, if not billions. You had Sodom and Gomorrah, and rained fire down, killed millions there. And those sister cities, size of metropolis of LA. But in the New Testament, he's kind of quiet on giving. Or he's kind of quiet on killing. But these two here that we're getting ready to develop is the first two people he killed in the New Testament. And he killed them over lying about their giving. And I found that very interesting. Because the Old Testament ends in a cuss. We don't vote in Malachi, or man robbed God. This is right here, paralleling our subject matter right now. But in the New Testament, two people killed by God for lying about their giving. Now, I'm going to taught a whole series on giving. Tithes, first fruit, alabaster box. God's pretty serious, as you're about to read about here. I thought Kevin, still the same God today, yesterday, if there ever hasn't changed. Hell's going to be full of people that have already done. Thought he was funny. And really, when you understand the mind of God, he said you prove the genuineness of your spirit by the way you give. Shows that the Spirit of God is taking root in you. You can fake all that other stuff, tongues and all the other gifts. But you can't fake consistent giving to God his way. Well, that's the Holy Spirit is taking root. It's how God knows he has you. A lot of you misers out there have been listening to me for years. You haven't given us dollars. And you think the Spirit of God is working. You're about to see right now. And like I said, we're going to go to Acts, to Malachi. And we're going to go to Acts afterwards. But I'm going to start in Malachi. It's one of the last books of the Old Testament. And the minor prophets. I taught on the whole minor prophet series on that. Get the minor prophet series. If you're interested in the minor prophets. Talk through this. We pretty much talk through the whole Bible. Some we skip through some of the books, but for the most part we went towards solid through all the books of the Bible for you. Okay, Malachi. Go to Malachi 3, verse 8. Now, man hasn't changed. I done taught on this in the tithing series. We're just going to touch on the line. Will a man rob God? Are you bold enough to stick a gap to God's head? And jack God? Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. This is God talking. But he said, when have we robbed thee? Man's ability to try to rationale his way out of things. When it comes to things of God, play dumb. What do you mean? What are you talking about? I'm going to rob you, God. How's that possible? And God made it clear. In tithes and offerings, tithes and offerings. Now, I know this is one of the hardest, believe me when I say, hardest topics for me to teach on is giving. Because Satan, which is his job, he's called the perversion, has perverted giving, just like he's perverted just about everything else in the Bible. Perverted God's love, to turn God into a giant marshmallow. He perverted giving, prosperity pimps. It's so contaminated, this area of God's word, that I cringe going to it. But I know Satan does it for a reason. He poo-poos on things that are very important to God and also beneficial to us for his blessings are concerned. Because if you're robbing God, you're cursed. It's going to tell you that later. And Satan wants a cursed church, a defunct church, church full of perverts, blind, lazy, lackadaisical authority going in. Basically what he wants. But he loves to get you cursed. Will a man rob God? If he have robbed me. But he said, where have he robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. You are cursed with a curse. You see? Now how many of you, raise your hand, you think you're going to go to heaven with a cuss attached to you by God? No. You're not. So you better figure out quickly how to get out of that cuss thing. If this is pertaining to you. You're cussed with a curse. Well, you have robbed me. I told you hell will be full of robbers of God. A bunch of God robbers. It's going to be in here. Talk cheap when it comes to God. God will be the first to tell you, put your money where your mouth is. Cheap when it comes to me too. I had my fill of talkers. And praisers. Money talks. Diaz runs a marathon. Same with God. Now, just because you've been burnt by the prosperity pimps, this is you. Don't change the fact of robbing God from a man of God or a woman of God is teaching God's word the correct way. You're supposed to respond the correct way. You heard me say 1,000,000 times as follow street trees. If you've been taught spiritual things, you get material things. You're not. To the one to touch. It's me or whoever. This is God's law, God's way. Ye are cursed with a curse, for you have robbed me, even this whole nation of bandits. Bring me all the tithes into the store. Now, if you're giving God's way to God's man or God's woman and teaching God's word the right way, there's blessing. If you're giving to a prosperity plan or to a catapult or somebody like that in Rome, you're giving to men. You're dealing with Satan and his crew. You're not dealing with God. If you don't repent and get out of that state, get out of those false religions, false churches, false prophets, wolves in sheep clothing, you're going to hell with. Despite you paying triple and quadruple tithes to their ministry, still going to hell. That's the downside. It's supporting a false nature. And if you do, quote unquote, get blessed, you get blessed from the secondary, Satan, in his group. If you don't think so, as hell he would. Can he bless you? And I'll put that in quotes. Blessings come from God. But can he reward you materially more accurate? Sure he can. You're cursed with a curse, for you have robbed me. Even this whole nation, nation of bad. I ain't taught on giving in a long time. It's been a while. I've done a whole plethora of teaching on it. It's just been a minute. But I think it's time to get back to it because a lot of people need to hear this. I'm going to start cherry picking messages. Forget it. Nothing worse than a cursed church. It's operating under a cuss. Can't do nothing for God. You're rebelling against his word, giving his word. Even cursed with a curse. For ye have robbed me, even his whole nation. Bring me all the times. All the times. Plural. Start out with one time. So that you don't end there. Times. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that they be meat in my house. What house is he talking about? We're talking about meat. What is this meat in the house? Told you 1,000 times. The meat in the house he's talking about is giving to the ministry that teaches you God's word. If you've been fed God's word, you've been material things. Bring all the time in the storehouse has been meat in my house. And prove me now. It's the only time the God in the whole scripture, he killed 2.25 million people for proving about the wilderness. He said, I brought you other witnesses to prove you, to put you on trial, to test you, to see what your faith is made of. The word for prove is like a metallurgist to test it, see if the metal was gold or not. See if it's pure gold. God said, I brought you out to test your faith. But he allows you to test in him, prove in him. I've certainly been doing it for years. And prove me now, herewith saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that you shall not have room to receive. I got plenty of them. My baskets are empty. The Lord, and I can do a lot of receiving. Over a lot of giving I've been doing over the years. I'm responsible to pay tithes and offerings too. I'm not exempt. Pastors are not exempt. These a lot of pastors roast their heads. They thought they were. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there be meat in my house. And prove me now, herewith saith the Lord of hosts. And God invokes that name. He's letting you know. Jehovah Sabbath, Lord of armies, Lord of everything. He use anything at his disposal in creation that he's created to wipe you out, pretty much. That's what he's letting you know. And in the Bible, we see a variety of ways, especially when dealing with the plagues of Egypt. God summoned locusts, frogs, lice, and everything else on old Pharaoh to wipe him out in his feet. So you know he's showing off his power. He's Lord of everything, including the demonic realm. Satan and his foot. He was the answer to the big G. He's the little one, the lowercase G. God's the big G. I couldn't touch a hair on Job's head without going and ask permission from God first. God's the boss. He's the big G. Bring me all the time the story as we leave my house and prove me now here what says the Lord of hosts. If I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be no room enough to receive it. And I will rebuke the devourer. You got a devourer in your house for robbing God. Never seem to have enough. That paycheck goes, it's like holding water in your hand. It's right through your face. That's the devourer. Always treading water, hand and mouth. I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground. God will seal up the holes in your bag. And I will rebuke the devourer for your sake, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground. Neither shall your vine cast her fruit before its time in the field, saith the Lord of hosts. You have something to show for your paycheck. It won't be a little accident here, a car accident there, and this, that, knick-knack, or a tree falling on your house. The neighbor's kid shot BB gun and went through the window, and little. Those are the things he's talking about, the little devourers. To keep you spending money. Transmission just went out in the car. Little devour. I put it in modern terms so you can understand it. Just, you don't get this fruit business. Curse with a curse. You want to get out of that curse thing. Give God's way. Now, it wouldn't be right. I wouldn't go here, but let me go here. I like to back up anything I'm saying at least 2 to 3 different verses saying the same thing, so you don't think Scripture doesn't the Scripture's isolated. We're going to go to Haggai. It's going to say about the same thing here. And we just read it down. So let's go, let me see. I have to scan and read it real quick. So Haggai, God is saying the same thing through Haggai, the prophet that he just said back then. Because there's a problem with God's people, always in the Bible, not giving God's way, wanting to hold it. Now Haggai verse, we're going to start at verse 3. Haggai 1:3, chapter 1, verse 3. Then came the word of the Lord to Haggai the prophet, saying, Is it time for you, O ye that dwell in your sealed houses? And his house lie waste. Talking about the temple. The temple was burnt. It was to be rebuilt, and God was trying to motivate the people to start sacrificing to build his temple, his house. Everybody's looking out for their own house, their own business. Paying their bills, worried about the college tuition for the kids, ain't thinking about the Lord's word and giving to the men and women of God and support them. Let's get God's word out. The Lord's out. They neglect. Then came the word of the Lord to Haggai the prophet, saying, Is it time for you, O you that dwell in your sealed houses? Saying my house looking raggedy and yours is looking good. Yours is rather right, rather tight. In my house lie ways, or in this house lie ways. Now therefore, thus says the Lord of hosts. Here we go. He told you. God deals with people. Reminding you once again. You can go over everything. Thus saith the word of the Lord. I said, thus saith the Lord of hosts. Consider your ways. Stop, take time to consider how bad you're doing. Robbing God. Ye have so much and bring in little. Saying the same thing. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Stomach's always growling. Barely scraping, treading on. Hand them out. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe ye, but there is none room. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Got holy bags. Holy bank account. Everything's leaking. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Think about it. Think about how life really is for you. Robbing God. Now, we're going to go to the New Testament. So go to Acts 4:32. We're going to deal with some New Testament robbers. Those are Old Testament robbers there. Those Old Testament bandits. We'll deal with the New Testament bandits. God's laws haven't changed. The spiritual laws are just an operation. And the spirit realities are natural laws and natural laws. God's the same today, yesterday, and forever. He changes not. We don't change. But he stays the same. And his principles stay the same. It's God's way of the hell way. What choice you got? Hell's going to be full of people. They wanted to do it their way. It's all hell there. God gave you a place to go if you don't want to do it his way. All right. Acts 4:32. And a multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one soul. Neither said any of them that aught of the things which he possessed was his own, but they had all things in common. Now, just to speed read, this is the first fruit church. This is the church that got in the upper room poured the Spirit out. And they were very much well endowed with God's power and the Spirit. So much that it created super givers out of it. That's what God is saying in his book. He said, you prove the genuineness. Pastor Paul said, you prove the genuineness of God's Spirit in you by the way you do it. And these people was full of the Spirit and full of giving. It wasn't misers. Money grubbers. They were plutocrats of the Spirit. And a multitude of them that believed were one heart, one of mind, and unity. Wasn't no division. Neither said any of them that aught the things which he possessed was his own. Wasn't selfish. But they had all things in common. With great power gave the apostle. Told you, great power over the Spirit. gave the apostle witnesses of the resurrection of the Lord Jesus Christ, and great grace was upon them all. Neither was there any among them that lacked, for as many as were possessors of lands and agricultural land. These were property owners. Neither was any among them that lacked, for as many of them that were possessors of lands, of houses, sold them, and brought the prices of the things they sold, and bought the prices of the things that were sold. Sold their property, their homes. Remember I said you prove the genuineness of God's Spirit on what you do? What are you looking at? True Spirit-filled people, right? Now, this was the first fruit church. That's why God allowed us. This was the first fruit. They belonged to the Lord. Everything they had belonged to the Lord. That's why God set a gauge of tithes. So you don't run out and give everything away. But there's a time for first fruits too. Every year, you should be giving. The first week out of that year belongs to the Lord. Anything that comes that first week, on the new year, new paycheck, new raise, whatever, anything new belongs to the Lord. First week. Just teaching you guys laws, God's ways. Now this is the first fruit church. They gave everything. And laid them down at neither was there anything among them that was lacked, for as many as were possessors of lands and houses sold them, and brought them the prices of all things that were sold, and laid them down at the apostles' feet. And distribution was made unto every man according as he had need. So they took what was brought to them and dispersed it to the needy. If you had great needs, you got more money. If you didn't have much need, you got less. And Joseph, who by the apostles' name was surnamed Barnabas, which is being interpreted the son of consolation, a Levite and of the country of Cyprus, having land sold it, and brought the money and laid it at the feet of the apostles. But a certain man, pay close attention to this. We're down at verse 5, Acts 5:1. It's always that certain man. But a certain man named Ananias, with Sapphira, his wife, sold the possession, and kept back part of the price, his wife also being privy to it. He sold it, but he didn't give it all. Remember, this is first fruits. All belong to the Lord. It's the first fruit church. They kept back part of the price, his wife also being privy to it. She was in on it. And brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. They only brought part of it. But Peter said, Ananias, why have Satan? This is very important. He said, why has Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Ghost? Boy, God was operating on these persons. Be a lot of dead people in his church. But Peter said, Ananias, why has Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Ghost, and to keep back part of the price of the land? While it remains, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not thine own power? He said, what are you trying to prove? Why are you faking it like you gave everything and you held back, you and your wife conspiring to hold back? part of the proceeds from the sales of your car. He said it was yours. You didn't have to do it. You didn't have to give it. You could have not gave anything. Why are you lying about your gift? Hast thou conceived this thing in thy heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto God. And Ananias hearing these things, Ananias hearing these words, fell down and gave up the ghost. He died. God killed him right there. And great fear came upon them all that heard these things. I bet it did. A man killed for lying. Now you know, he's not going to heaven. Straight to hell. He died in his sin. And the young men rose and wound him up and carried him out and buried him. And it was about the space of 3 hours after when his wife, so 3 hours later, here comes the wife, not knowing what was done, came in. She was ambushed. She didn't know that her husband was dead, alive. But here they're going to test her. Remember, she conspired with him, so she was aware she was in her. And Peter answered her and said, Tell me whether ye sold the land for so much. And she said, Yeah, for so much. And she don't lie. Then Peter said unto her, How is it that ye have agreed together to tempt the Spirit of the Lord? The Bible says, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Jesus told Satan, and he was tempted by it. And Peter said, How is it that ye have agreed to tempt the Lord, or tempt the Spirit of the Lord? Behold, the feet of them which have buried thy husband are at the door, and shall carry thee out. Like I said, she didn't know. Her husband was killed. Then she fell down straightway at his feet and yielded up the ghost. She died too. God killed her.